I'm Laura Vitale, and thanks to National Pork Board for sponsoring this video. Today, I can't wait to share this recipe with you because it is so perfect for the summer season. It is a crowd pleaser, but it's also perfect enough to make for the two of you indoor if it's pouring out and outside like it is here. We're gonna make my smoky seared pork chops that I'm gonna serve with a summer corn succotash. It is a match made in food heaven, and I can't wait to share it with you. Let me run you through the list of ingredients you'll need for the pork and the rub. So what I've got here are some really beautiful boneless pork chops. Now, pork can take on a variety of flavors, and today I am going to do a really lovely rub. I like to always make extra rub because this is good on any kind of pork. So say you're grilling for your outdoor season. Say you're doing, I don't know, barbecue ribs or something like that. Sprinkle this on top and it's dynamite. So in here, what we've got is smoked paprika, brown sugar, cumin, ancho chili powder, dried mustard, and granulated garlic. You're gonna mix everything together. And now this, like I said, it's gonna make extra, but that's what we want. I like to have it on hand because you know me. I like to have access to deliciousness at my fingertips. So go ahead and mix that in. And I'm also gonna mix in a really good pinch of salt right to the rub. And then I'm going to just sprinkle both sides of the pork chops with this rub. So you see, I'm using 2 pork chops here for the 2 of us, but you can definitely feed 6, 7, 8 people, however many you want, because guess what? Pork is a pretty affordable cut. Any cut of pork is really affordable, so it feeds people really happily, and it doesn't break the bank, which makes me very happy. So I'm actually seasoning these first, even though I'm gonna just let them set aside for a few minutes while I take care of the corn, because I want the rub to really adhere to my pork chop. So that's why I make sure to season on the sides, all over, because I want every bite to be delicious. So I'm gonna just set these aside right now, set them aside. I'm gonna wash my hands and then we work on our corn. All right, I've got a hot grill pan. Like I said, you can do this on the outdoor grill. Say you are serving a lot of people on a weekend, right? You can make this on the outdoor grill and it would be fabulous, but it's also quick and easy to make inside. So I'm gonna just go ahead and char my corn on all sides and my poblano pepper, and then I'll meet you back here to make everything else and pull it all together. I charred my corn, and then what I did was I just took the kernels off the cob. I just put a small bowl into a larger bowl and then just sort of slice it all the way down. It comes off really easily and doesn't make a mess. I also went ahead and diced my poblano. Make sure to take out all of the seeds because I don't want this to be too spicy. It's still quite hard, but this is when the next portion comes in. What I've got back here is a skillet with some olive oil, and to it, we're gonna add the onions and the partially cooked poblanos, and we're just going to go ahead and let that cook for a few minutes until they soften, they develop some color, get it all delicious, and now we're going to move on to the pork chops. Now, I've got my small cast iron skillet here. It's really nice and hot. I have a drizzle of light olive oil, or any flavorless oil will do. As you can see, it's nice and smoky. That's what I want because I want a really beautiful crust. Now, you guys know, because if you follow me on social media especially, I cook pork chops a lot for just Joe and I because it's just a go-to. They're easy, they're delicious. If you cook them properly and you don't overcook them, they're really juicy and you don't have to do a lot to them, which is what I love them, and they're budget friendly, like I said, which makes me happy. But you know, I think people, when they think of pork, they think of that big portion of meat that their grandmom used to make on a weekend. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they realize that you can cook it much more small scale like we do on a weekly basis. Like I said, budget friendly, cooks evenly, takes on a variety of different flavors. What's not to love? So I'm gonna go ahead and keep an eye on my pork chops. I'm going to rotate them after a couple of minutes. I wanna make sure that these are cooked perfectly. And I'm also gonna keep an eye out on my onions and deliciousness that's going on back here. Everything smells so good. And if you want more information, just go to pork.org/cooking, and it'll be more information for how you can incorporate more pork into your summer cooking. So I encourage you to check that out. That is perfect. It's right at 145 Fahrenheit. I'm gonna take this off. Now, most people think that when you're cooking pork, then you've got to cook until the juices run clear. If you are using a muscle cut, such as like a tenderloin or a pork chop, pork is best when you cook it to 145 or until the juices run out like a blush pink color. It's the most flavorful, delicious, and safest when it's cooked to 145 Fahrenheit. So that is perfect. You want to let this sit. Look at that beautiful crust. That is gorgeous. Now, I want to give you a tip. If you feel like your pork chop is too thick and you're afraid of burning it on the stovetop, I just have a lot of patience because I like to eat, so I want to make sure that my food's good. So I just rotate them a lot. If you don't want to do that, just throw them into a hot oven. You know, sear them first to get that crust, and then pop them into a 375 oven for like 10-15 minutes or until it reaches 145 Fahrenheit, and then it's perfect every single time. Now I'm just going to switch back to my skillet and grab the onions and the poblanos that we started here, because they were already done, and we'll finish off the succotash while my pork chops rest, and then we slice and eat. And I'm so excited because I'm hungry. Those look great. Add in the corn, and then we're gonna also add in the cherry tomatoes that I have just halved, and then a generous pinch of salt. This made with Jersey sweet corn. It is like the best summer dish ever. And the balance between the sweetness of this and a little bit of spiciness from the poblano with the smoky crust on the pork. Heaven. Heaven. There's nothing better. This just needs to cook for like 2 or 3 minutes. Then we finish it with some chopped basil and parsley, a little squeeze of lime, and we are in business. This is great. Turning it off. Squeeze of lime. Makes everything really bright and wonderful, and just a sprinkle of basil and parsley. Everything together is just a match made in food heaven, and you could add cilantro here if you want to. I just think that the combination of the sweet basil and the bright parsley is quite perfect. So that is done. The pork has been resting. My fork, very ready. I mean, very, very ready. So I am ready to serve. I like to do, when I serve this, just do a big platter of the succotash and then just slice the pork and put that right on top, because it's the most beautiful, the most delicious, and it just goes together so well. And I kind of like combining it all together as I eat. It's just visually very appealing as well. Make a little side over there. I'm gonna grab, oh, this looks so good. Look at the juices that have rendered. How perfect is that? Just go ahead, and I just made sure to sear the pork on all sides. Look at that. Look at that blush color. The juiciness of it is just magnificent. You see that, baby? I know. You want some of this. And I know you wish you were here, and trust me, I wish you were too, but you're not. So I'm gonna have a piece for the 2 of us, because that's just what I do. Take a piece of that, put that right in there. That is perfect. It's so juicy, smoky. That is sweet, bursting with flavor. The combo of this is a match made in food heaven, and you're gonna love it. And like I said, you can make a small scale for just you and your honey, or you can serve a big crowd very, very happily. For more information on the recipe, LauraInTheKitchen.com has got you covered. Once again, thanks to National Pork Board for sponsoring this video, and I hope that you use more pork in your summer grilling. It's versatile, it's cheap. I'm happy, you're happy, it's all good. Fine.